Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Stocks free video for January 31st. It's almost the 1st of February. I can't believe it in here. Almost time for Groundhog Day in here. It's about 3 minutes after the close. I just popped in on the gold side just to sort of help with some interesting ideas for earnings, so to speak. So today was all about political instability and just a general malaise of people's psychology, making the ESs go down 14 today. Don't believe all the hype about island tops. You have to understand an island top that's up against support is not an island top, number one. Number two, the ESs aren't an island. Only some of the indexes, and when they're up against support, that's one of the biggest mistakes I see traders make, is try to have a blanket statement on something when the overall market is up against support. So just keep that in mind in here. So by the end of the day, ES is down between 13.50 and 14, having a nice little rally right on the close in here. You have the NASDAQ down 38 at one time, down about 55 in here. Russell down 17. One time here I saw it down a little more than that. Bonds down 14. And I'll explain what I think the theory is of what's going on in here, of why the market was down, why the bonds were down. Like I've told you, bonds and the market don't have to follow each other. You have the notes down a bit in here. You have the industrials down 124. The transports getting whacked down 114. They were down 170 at their lowest. You have the the crude oil down 53. Gold up a bit. Silver down fractionally. You have the dollar down fractionally in here, and you have the advanced decline improved on the close to be down only 1,200. Believe it or not, that was like the best level of the day. You have the VIX up 1.35. Nice move. We showed last week the VIX near its lower Bollinger Band. That was a pretty big deal in there, and sure enough, it followed through on the upside. Nikkei down 300 after the Bank of Japan said, there were just rumors that they might be lowering their QE coming up. You have the German DAX down over 1%. China's closed for the week for their holiday. So to give you an idea of what I mean with the ESs, number one, I want you to realize that I've been posting on Simpler Stocks all weekend and last week about that bear flag, and they worked. What are you seeing now? That everybody wanted a short right at the bottom when the hourly was oversold. Well, now we're up against resistance and we're getting overbought. Now, that doesn't mean we have to sell off, but all I'm telling you is the moral of the story, sell off, oversold, worked it off, break down. Sell off, oversold, worked it to the zero line, and then broke down. So tomorrow's a big deal of whether this is going to have another leg down. I just can't tell yet. So just keep that in mind in here. The other thing is SPX. You could say it's an island top, but you got to understand, guess what? Look at the rally on the close. It filled the gap. That filled that gap, number one. But number two, it's really about that support. You can interpret this in a million ways, say that's a gap, and say it's an island, but it's really about hitting support. And when you have an island reversal at support, you don't trust it until it does this. You want to see it do this and then blow through it. It has to work off some oversold conditions in here. The interesting thing in here is the bonds being down, like I said, between 9 and 14. Why? Because of any political instability, what's happening is that when Yellen goes into the Fed meeting tomorrow and then releases the notes on Wednesday, the whole idea is they're not going to tighten if they're not sure there's going to be economic stimulus. The idea is that if Congress doesn't want to just steamroll every project now because there's some debate of whether to follow Trump or not, because they don't want to lose their election in 2 years, then what happens is you get instability or uncertainty. Janet Yellen sees the same thing. No tightening of the bond, of the short-term rates. That makes long-term rates go down. Why? Because it's inflationary. So just keep that in mind in there. So that's what I'm watching very carefully in here the next couple of days. So just to let you know, We still have this 7-day, 30-day trial in here. Let me just tell you a couple of things in here. I posted on Friday in the email alerts during the day the stock twitch sentiment table. I posted this, as you see, at 12:38 p.m. on Friday. Why do I post this? To show everybody that there are note the amount of bullish sentiment. Look at all these bulls. And sure enough, that was a big old warning sign. And then we took it to the cleaners today. So just to let you know, your subscription includes index and futures charts, which get creative. I always think you have to have an overall market perspective before you could jump onto stock trades. You have stock trades and chart ideas. Guess what I posted today? This is pretty impressive. Broken clock's right twice a day. Some bearish hourly ideas. They were all the airlines and things like that, and they worked pretty well in here. So just keep that in mind. The other thing this has in it is the chat room. I'm on from 9 to 10 in the morning. We have the premium video a lot more in depth than this. We have a meetup this Wednesday, Train Your Brain. It's a 6-episode training web series that is free to subscribers. I don't stick you with $99 here and there. This is all free. We've already done one on wiggling, not twerking, on how to get in and out of positions. Last week was correlation techniques, and this week is the power of pre-market activity. I love trading pre-market. I can't wait to talk about it. All these then go into the learning series. Look at all these videos I've done that are free for the taking as long as you're a subscriber. The other thing in here is we're starting a swing trading video. There are a lot of people that can't be on the chat in the morning or in the afternoon for the gold, and they want longer term ideas. And I've listened to you, and I've gone to the forum, which is sort of a message board way to communicate, and look what we have in here. The swing trading video. Right there. A 10-minute video all about swing trading in here. And right now it's in beta, but it looks like we've had such an amazing, overwhelming positive response. We're probably going to have it every Sunday night, so you can ponder your ideas at night and be prepared for the next morning. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. Have a great night. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.